Next we got this clip featuring Katt Williams on Theo Von's podcast. I haven't listened to it yet, but it's like 2+ hours long. Considering some of the jokes that Theo was putting out there about Katt Williams, specifically that flipping nutcracker statue thing that he got from Walmart that he said looks like Katt Williams. I'm surprised Katt Williams actually sat down with him. I thought he might have not taken that joke too well, but it seems like he's got a good sense of humor. So he sat down with Theo, 2 hour plus long conversation. I need to check it out. I haven't checked it out yet, but this is a clip that they pulled from it, courtesy of the Art of Dialogue, where Katt Williams speaks about his experience with Harvey Weinstein. And man, this is one of the reasons why I always said, like, after watching that Harvey Weinstein documentary, as bad and as evil and as menacing and as downright disgusting as Harvey Weinstein was, the most disappointing thing about the documentaries about Harvey Weinstein and during that Me Too era was the amount of people who facilitated, who encouraged, who looked the other way, who assisted his abuse. And it made me think, you know what, that makes sense, because there's no way a person of his caliber, operating at his level in the industry, could have gotten away with what they got away with without help, without people turning a blind eye, without people looking the other way, without people, you know, especially there was one particular woman who still to this day fucking gets on my nerves. When I think back to the documentary, there was one lady who was like a receptionist, a PA assistant, something, who Harvey Weinstein tried to sexually abuse. She turned him down. She resisted. She defended herself. She fought back. But then she suggested one of her friends instead. Imagine, Harvey Weinstein tried to essay her, and instead of her just reporting the dude or running away, she instead suggested one of her friends instead. And her friend ended up getting abused. And I was like, God almighty, imagine being that person and then having the front, having the guts, having the neck to come out and act like you're a victim and talk about your experience when you put somebody else in the fucking line of fire, when you put somebody else in harm's way. So hearing these stories from Katt Williams is not surprising, but still another one to add to the catalogue of gross things that happen in Hollywood and entertainment industry people kind of look the other way at. This is Katt Williams talking about his experience with Harvey Weinstein.
But do you feel like they would say to someone, okay, we're going to bring you in unless...
Absolutely. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even like in the rap world, like all of the rappers that you know that never been to jail and never got in any trouble with the law, but they talk as if
exactly
their life is opposite of that. Like those are federal informants, like, you know.
You think they're really...
Yeah, they say that all the time. It makes sense though. I think if you listen to most people that cover like, you know, gang politics, especially on YouTube, they always say like, if you're a rapper and you're really about this life, you're going to be dead or in jail. So the only rappers who are actually about the life that they rap about are the ones that are in dead that we know of, the King Vaughns and those types, or the ones that are in jail, the ones that we all kind of know of, you know, I can't think of his flipping name, like Pooh Shiesty and shit. Those are the ones who are real steppers. The ones who are out and not in prison, who are talking that tough guy talk and not in prison or not dead, usually they're full of shit, or as Katt Williams said, are probably federal informants.
Out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's part of the job, is to acquire those. It's like saying, you know, if you're playing chess, do you have any pawns? You have to, don't you? You can't start without them.
Right. Have you ever faced...
Theo looking happy, man. Theo looking happy. Theo on that AZ diet. He looking very round in the face. Theo's on that good. Theo's eating well, innit? Making a lot of money, bro. Theo's looking very happy, very well fed.
That in your own life where people try to come at you for offers like that, do you think that like stars and get offered that kind of thing? Like to compromise themselves sexually for entertainment?
Again, the things that we are discussing exist in each of the fields.
Right, any field.
Right. Not entertainment exclusively. Politics, religion, science, everywhere.
Very true.
Some of this is human nature. Right? Because we listen and we don't judge.
Were there things that you didn't take in your career that you feel like were like are there things to look out for, do you feel like? Like
there wasn't for me, because I knew I wasn't going to take it, but I did want to get offered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And most of the stuff I wouldn't have believed until I had to get to a certain level to get to see the proof. You know what I mean? So,
That's pretty wild, isn't it? That's maybe one of the signs that you know you've made it. One of the signs you know you've made it is that you get invited to like Diddy-esque parties. You get propositioned by like certain people. You get invited to like quote unquote Illuminati things. That might be one of the moments. Because I think there's a clip of Jelly Roll actually saying the same sort of thing. How he got invited to one of these like eyes wide shut sort of like parties. And those are usually the signs that you've made it. And if you accept, you know, it introduces you to a whole different, you know, realm of that industry. If you deny it, then that door gets shut and closed forever. But if you do open it, you know, you see some fucking scary shit.
So I was as shocked as anybody about how powerful Harvey Weinstein was at the time that I was meeting with him, and how he could not be told no. That he get whatever he want. You follow what I'm saying?
They'll figure out some way.
Right. So I thought that didn't apply to me because I don't care about nothing but bitches and good business, right?
Yeah.
And then
Imagine he couldn't be told no. Imagine, so that makes a lot of sense, man. Considering his level, because I remember someone always saying that Harvey was a man of his word. Weirdly enough, although he was a piece of shit and a monster and super evil, he was actually a man of his word. If he said, look, sleep with me and I'll get you a role, you're getting the role. Sleep with me and I'll get you a job, you're getting the job. You're getting the pay rise, you're getting the money. He would actually follow through on these type of things. And he was also good at his job, right? He was also a very highly accomplished, highly acclaimed film producer, money man, just, you know, power broker, gatekeeper, kingmaker, on top of all the other shit he was into. Scary combo.
he offered me 2 actresses like they was playing cards. And I was like, what?
Like he just jilted it. Like,
He was like, I know you.
damn.
Right. Like, what?
Could you imagine that? And probably likely names that you probably recognize, I'd imagine, right? That's the other scary about. It's not like he's offering you, it's already weird he's offering you this, but imagine he's offering you names of actresses that you know. You're very familiar with their work. And you're like, oh my God, that level of person? Wow. Crazy.
Aces.
No, my personal aces.
Yeah. Did you think
Right.
about it?
Look, I'm not.
Good question.
In these scary situations, I don't even leave it up to me. Like, I'm going to do what the superhero would do in this part of the movie, regardless, and deal with what happens after. Yeah. Just because it's a story, and I know it's a story.
Right.
It's my story. You know what I mean? So I can't.
That's a good way to think about things in general.
Yeah.
What would the superhero do right now?
Yeah. Because I'm saying, I read about Jesus getting to the mountaintop and the devil saying you can have all of this, and him saying you don't have anything to offer me. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what I got to look up to. So I'm going to follow suit in the best version I can, regardless of anything else.
Damn. Fucking Harvey Weinstein, man. God almighty. And he's still alive, by the way. Still hanging on for dear life. Still trying to fight his sentence. Going up for appeals and shit. Pretty wild. And I think his assistants who turned a blind eye out here directing movies. I think she directed some Star Wars thing recently. Like, honestly, the fallout from that guy wasn't as grave as it probably should have been. More people's heads should have rolled. More people should have been completely ostracized and cut out from Hollywood and had their careers in tatters. But some people, especially the women who were kind of like, were quote unquote brave, somehow flourished from the situation where they were the ones who, you know, facilitated some of the abuse that he got up to. because I just don't believe that somebody could do all of what he did by himself. Definitely other people were complicit, and those people weren't held accountable for whatever reason. But yeah, at least he's down, in it. At least he is down. So big up Theo, big up Katt Williams. Great interview. Definitely gonna check that out in full when it happens.